This is a story about what can happen when arrogance meets humility, but the lesson at its heart is one of the most important you'll ever learn. The scene is a luxurious coffee shop in Dubai. Across the marble counter, a young, wealthy heir named Rashid glares at a barista. He leans in, his voice loud enough for everyone to hear. "Let me make this very simple for you. I spend more money in 5 minutes than you make in a month, and you give me what I ask for. People like you will always be serving people like me. That is the order of things. Now, for the last time, are you going to get me my coffee, or do you need me to explain it in simpler language?" His two friends snicker. The air is thick with tension. But the barista, Leo, doesn't flinch. He holds Rashid's gaze, takes a slow, deliberate breath, and the entire shop seems to pause, waiting for his response. Just 10 minutes earlier, Kape Diem was an oasis of calm. It was one of Dubai's most exclusive coffee spots, a temple of caffeine for the city's elite. Into this serenity strode Rashid Al-Jamil, swaggering like he owned the place. Flanked by his two friends, Amir and Ziad, Rashid was the son of a construction magnate, a man who helped build the Dubai skyline. But while his father built a legacy of steel, Rashid was building a reputation for pure arrogance. He was barking into his phone, "No, father, I'm not wasting my time. I am networking." He glanced at his diamond-encrusted watch. "Look, I have to go. Big things are happening." He hung up and scoffed. "He still thinks I'm a child. He doesn't understand the pressure I'm under." At the counter, Leonardo Santos, or Leo, worked with quiet focus. Every movement was precise, filled with a practiced grace. To anyone watching, he was just another of the thousands of Filipino overseas workers who keep Dubai running, efficient, polite, and mostly invisible. Rashid and his friends cut in front of a woman who was already waiting. When she tried to protest, a single withering glare from Rashid silenced her. He snapped his fingers in Leo's direction. "You, barista, I need a coffee." Leo looked up. "Of course, sir. What can I get for you today?" Rashid waved a hand vaguely. "Something impressive. A triple shot, half caf, half decaf, venti oat milk latte, extra foamy with a pump of sugar-free Madagascan bean vanilla syrup, stirred exactly 3 times counterclockwise, and topped with cinnamon powder in the shape of a palm tree. And make it quick." The order was ridiculous, designed only to assert dominance. Leo listened patiently before responding. "That's a very specific order, sir," Leo said evenly. "Unfortunately, our shipment of the sugar-free Madagascan bean vanilla syrup was delayed." He then lit up with genuine passion. "However, may I suggest something truly special? We just received a micro-lot of Philippine Typica from the highlands of Benguet. It has natural notes of caramel and citrus. It needs no syrup at all. I think you'd find it far more impressive." Leo spoke about the coffee like an artist, but Rashid saw it as an insult. He let out a barking laugh. "Did you just try to upsell me? A barista? From the Benguet?" He sneered, mispronouncing the name. "You think I don't know coffee? I've had kopi luwak on a plantation in Sumatra. And you're trying to sell me on some bean from a village in the Philippines." He leaned forward. "Let me give you some advice. Your job is to take the order, not give a lecture. I don't pay for your opinion." Leo's smile faded. "I only meant to offer the best of what we have, sir." Rashid's cruelty grew. He looked Leo up and down. "The best of what you have," he mocked. "What would someone like you know about the best? You're a servant. You exist to make my life easier. Do you understand that?" Other customers started filming on their phones. The branch manager, Mr. Ibrahim, scurried over, sweating nervously. He immediately bowed to Rashid. "Mr. Al-Jamil, sir, is there a problem? Whatever you want, it is on the house." He shot a terrified, angry look at Leo. "I will deal with him, sir. I apologize." By siding with the bully, the manager had left Leo completely isolated. This only emboldened Rashid. He pulled a thick wad of cash from his money clip, more than Leo's monthly salary, and slammed it on the counter. "Here," Rashid spat, "for your trouble. Keep the change. You probably need it." He looked around the shop, grinning, daring anyone to challenge him. The silence was his victory. This brings us back to the moment where it all began, with Rashid's final condescending question. The coffee shop held its breath. Rashid stood with his arms crossed, smug and victorious. Leo didn't move. He simply stood there, absorbing the humiliation. Then something shifted. He straightened his back, and suddenly he seemed to command the entire room. The quiet barista was gone. He looked directly at Rashid, his eyes sharp and piercing. "No, Rashid," he said, his voice perfectly clear and steady. "You don't need to explain it." "But I do." Slowly, Leo gathered the scattered banknotes. "First," he said, his voice resonating through the room, "we don't accept payment like this. It's demeaning. And it is against my policy." Rashid's smirk wavered. "Your policy?" "Yes, my policy," Leo confirmed. "And it's Bengay," he said, pronouncing the name perfectly. "A region known for producing some of the finest Arabica in Asia. The typica varietal we have is grown by indigenous farmers. I established a direct trade relationship with them myself 5 years ago to ensure they are paid 4 times the market rate." As Leo spoke, the manager, Mr. Ibrahim, went ghostly white. The memos he'd ignored about a visit from corporate suddenly clicked into place. Leo turned his gaze to the manager. "Mr. Ibrahim, your quarterly performance review is next week. Now I think we need to have a much longer conversation about professional integrity and the fundamental values of this company. Be in my office, Monday, 8 a.m. sharp." Mr. Ibrahim stammered. Mr. Santos, I'm so sorry. I didn't recognize you." The name Santos hung in the air. Rashid's face was a canvas of pure shock. His friends, Amir and Ziad, took a step back, trying to distance themselves from a man who was suddenly radioactive. Leo turned back to the stunned heir. "Rashid Al-Jamil, son of Khalid Al-Jamil, a good man, your father. I met him a decade ago when I was just a young man with a crazy dream. I pitched him my business plan on the back of a paper napkin." Leo's eyes bored into Rashid's. "He didn't see a poor immigrant. He saw passion. He became one of my first investors. His belief in me helped build Kape Diem, from a single cart into a global chain with over 900 locations." He leaned in, his voice a quiet, devastating whisper. "Your father's investment has made your family a fortune. And you stand here, in one of my stores, insulting the very people whose hard work makes that possible. I have to wonder, what would your father think of the man his son has become?" The silence was absolute. The arrogance evaporated from Rashid's face, leaving behind a terrified young man. His friends, Amir and Ziad, slipped away towards the exit, abandoning him without a second thought. Leo pulled out his phone. "This is Leonardo Santos. I'm at the Marina Crown Plaza location. Please send 2 security officers to escort an individual from the premises. No, he's not a threat. He is simply no longer welcome." He paused. "And please, flag Rashid Al-Jamil in the system. He is to be denied entry at any Kape Diem location, worldwide, effective immediately." Humiliation washed over Rashid as 2 guards escorted him out like a trespasser, in front of dozens of people, recording his downfall on their phones. The video of the incident in our story would hit social media within the hour. Barista CEO and Al-Jamil shame would trend globally. The consequences for Rashid were swift and brutal. His father, a man who valued honor above all, was profoundly mortified. He saw the video not just as his son's disgrace, but his family's. Within 24 hours, Al-Jamil Construction issued a public apology to Leonardo Santos. Privately, Rashid was stripped of his executive title, his company car, and his corporate accounts. He was fired by his own father. His fortune was gone, his friends now dodged his calls, and the exclusive clubs he frequented suddenly had no record of his membership. He had lost everything. In the weeks that followed, Rashid became a ghost in the city he once thought he owned. Leonardo Santos, meanwhile, was celebrated. Hailed as the CEO in a barista's apron, his story of servant leadership inspired millions. Kape Diem's sales surged. The Philippine Typica from Benguet became their most sought-after product, putting its farmers on the global coffee map. Leo used his new platform to launch a foundation providing grants to aspiring entrepreneurs. Several months later, a man in a simple shirt and jeans walked into that same Kape Diem. It was Rashid. He waited his turn in line. "Just a simple black coffee, please," he said quietly. As he collected his drink, he glanced across the café. There, at a small table, sat Leo Santos, now in a sharp suit, patiently explaining a business proposal to a young woman. Their eyes met. There was no animosity in Leo's gaze, just acknowledgement. Rashid gave a slow, deliberate nod, a nod of respect, of understanding, a nod that said, "Lesson learned." Leo held his gaze for a moment, gave a slight nod in return, and turned back to his meeting. Later, Leo was speaking to a group of young entrepreneurs. "Many people will tell you that to be successful, you must be ruthless," he said. "But I am here to tell you that true strength is not found in how you look down on others, but in how you lift them up." He paused, looking at the eager faces before him. "Never judge someone by the clothes they wear or the job they do. The person serving you your coffee today might be the person signing your paycheck tomorrow." In life and in business, humility is not a weakness, it is the ultimate strength. What do you think of this story? Do you believe that humility is a forgotten virtue in today's world? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you, don't forget to like and share it. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you never miss another story that matters.